Good morning. My name is Vanessa Earp. I am Head of Instructional Services for University Libraries. And one of the things that we're going to talk to you about today are ways that the library can help you as graduate students, but also how we can help your students. So the University Library offers a couple different services that you may find helpful. We have the traditional services like course reserves. So if you want students to all have access to a particular reading, you can place that on reserve, whether on print or electronic. If you or your students need to order articles or books that we don't have, we can place orders for those through interlibrary loan. We have the student multimedia space in the library. This will allow students to create projects using PowerPoint, Prezi, any other kinds of things like that. Also, they have a lot of video editing software for those types of things, and they have 2 3D printers that students are able to use. We have a number of study spaces in the building. On the first floor, we have a designated quiet study area, but we also have some group study rooms that can be reserved. We do a couple different types of support for your courses. So the first would be actual in-person instruction. So if you have assignments that your students are working on and you realize that maybe they don't have the skills that they need, maybe they don't know how to evaluate articles, maybe they don't even know how to find them, that would be something that you can actually call the library, tell them that you need an instruction session set up, and we'll go ahead and arrange that. For each academic area, you have a subject librarian who is assigned for that particular area. For example, my area is the College of Education, Health and Human Services. So whenever those faculty members or those students have a need, I'm their first point of contact. We also can help you by embedding ourselves in your Blackboard Learn sections. If you have questions or if you want us to create assignments or online tutorials that deal with library content, we can do that as well. We also handle what's called plagiarism school for the university. So one of the things Jen talked about earlier was that she works with the Office of Student Conduct. So Jen, Todd Kamenash, who's the director of the Office of Student Conduct, and I work together to help resolve plagiarism issues. So if you have a student in your class that you think has plagiarized, it's very important for you to know the plagiarism policy, to know what you are supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So we can help you understand that policy. If you have a student that you think has plagiarized, you think it was unintentional, maybe they just don't know how to cite things properly, they don't know the proper way to paraphrase, instead of giving them an F for the class or an F for the assignment, you can send them to plagiarism school, we'll remediate them, and then normally what will happen is you will allow them to redo the assignment for full or partial credit. But there are definitely steps in place, and you can find the steps about plagiarism in the policy registrar. If you just have some general questions, you can always contact me directly. I mentioned that we have the library tutorials. We do have some most students find helpful on searching for articles, but also on how to cite things properly. APA, MLA, Chicago, Turabian, those types of things. And then in the building, we do have tutoring services. We have drop-in math tutoring on the first floor of the building behind the reference desk. And these students can help anywhere from your basic math classes all the way up to some of the advanced chemistry classes. And then the Student Success Services also does scheduled tutoring upstairs on the 6th floor. Okay. So how can the library support innovation in your classrooms? If you have an idea about how to do an assignment or something that you want to create, lesson planning, things like that, you can always contact the library, see if we have resources where you can read up on what it is that you want to do, or if you want to partner with us in some different ways. Okay. So one of the things that we're always looking for is your experience with us, not just as graduate students yourself taking classes, but as you teach, because you make up a large chunk of the people who work with our undergraduate students. So we're always looking for something. So if there's a service that you think would be beneficial that we don't have, you can always email me or you can give me a phone call and we can look and see what it would take to get that in place. I know sometimes the library actually will set aside space for particular events for classes or for undergraduate students. We host things like the hackathon. We have late night at the library, kind of more social events in the building as well as the academic events. Do you have any questions for me? I know that was really quick. How many of you have actually been to the library? Wow. If I had asked undergraduates that, like 2 hands would have gone up. So the building is open 24/5 starting next Monday. So we open at noon on Sunday and the building stays open until 10 p.m. on Friday night. So if you ever want to study at 1 o'clock in the morning and for some reason you don't want to do it in your apartment, you can come over to the library. Just remember to get into the building after 11 o'clock, you need your flash card because we swipe you in just for safety reasons. Okay. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a great fall semester.